Hello, my name is Adrienne Lee from Adrienne Lee Joywork, and this is your energy reading Moonday message for the week of February 10th, 2020. And the tarot card that has graced us this week is the King of Wands. And the kings always speak to our container, right? How are we containing our lives? What is the structure in our lives? And is it supporting us? Is it serving us? Is it actually even present? I know for myself, there's always this back and forth of my schedule, my structure, my self-care. How am I scheduling my life without overscheduling and without losing the beautiful spaciousness in which great mystery can actually be present in our lives. And so when I see this card, the King of Wands, it speaks to me of the blending of those two, right? Like, we still need to use our linear mind. We still need to craft a life that works within this paradigm that we have all been born into. And yet the wands speak to that intuition. They speak to the power of the intellect and great mystery coming together and allowing that space to contemplate our lives instead of fully plan them out. Right? So it's this delicate dance. It's this delicate dance of knowing what your needs are and structuring your life in a way that gets all of those needs met, like cooking ahead of time so you have really great food to take with you to work the next day, and making sure you schedule in the times to go to your dance class or to gym without overscheduling your clients. I'm speaking all from my personal life experience here. We have all these needs. And then if you're a householder like myself, let's add in grocery shopping, getting the kids to and from all of their activities, scheduling in date night if you're in a partnership. All of these extra added responsibilities. And let's add it even further. Are you in community? Do you need to reach out and stay in touch and stay in connection with your deepest, dearest friends and community members, and the ways in which you are active, both in a local and global way, to create change in this paradigm? So there's all of these levels, all of these nuances, all of these layers of thought and action, and they do require us to be really clear with our schedule and our calendar and our time. But when I feel in to the King of Wands, he says, yes, and. Make sure you're scheduling that space where you literally have nothing on your schedule so that you can allow whatever great mystery wants to bring in the space for it to drip into your consciousness, the space for you to integrate whatever shifts and changes you've made in your life. The King of Wands speaks to that container. Is your container safe and brave? Is your container held and spacious? Yeah, that feels really true to what the energies are available in this week for us as a collective. And the animal card that was drawn to support that is Crow. And this feels just right. Crow, one of my main power animals, he always speaks to following your intuition. He always speaks to following your own gut inner knowing and having fun with it. I'm sure all of us can relate to a time where you feel as though the crows are laughing at you. Truth is, they are. They watch human beings move through our day in such a urgent, hurry, worry, crazy making space, and they just are like, what? There is so much abundance. There is so much abundance available in so many ways. We don't have to always be in that space. We can build in the times to laugh, to be with ourselves, to be with the people who nourish us. We don't have to always be chasing or being in that overscheduled place. I know that resonates a lot with my clients, that there's not enough time. That's probably one of the biggest sicknesses of our culture currently, is this idea and story that we tell ourselves that there is not enough time. Because we are the time makers. We get to create and choose our time and our responsibilities. And when we tell ourselves that story, that there's not enough time for self-care, there's not enough time for me to have the social life that supports me and still be in connection with my partner or my family, then that's the reality we create for ourselves. But time is this made-up thing, and Crow is one of the harbingers of truth. Whenever you hear Crow laughing at you, I invite you to take that moment to take a deep breath and maybe even stop the motion that you are in and check yourself. Where was I in my head at that moment? What was I thinking about? Was I here? Was I here in this moment, or was I future tripping? Or was I past tripping? Where am I? Where are my feet? And is Crow laughing at me to remind me that I've forgotten, right? Yeah. And the stone that has graced us today is citrine. And I feel citrine really connecting with Crow as well as the King of Wands, in that it is the stone of abundance. It is the stone of everyone's birthright to have their needs met. This universe is built on giving and receiving, having our needs met, the abundance of everything that is available if we step into that flow. And I, of course, am saying this as a white person coming from a privileged place. And this is not to negate the truth of hard circumstances. It is super challenging to be in abundance mindset if you're having trouble feeding yourself or keeping a roof over your head. So I just want to acknowledge that and give voice to that there are hard realities in this world, and that is truth. That is truth. And Mother Nature designed the universe so that it is a pattern of complexity where everyone's needs can be met if they invest in and fully give themselves to the life and death cycle, right? I'm not saying that it's fair. I'm not saying that there's fairness in this abundance, but that the possibility is there. And so looking at the three of these together, the sensation that I'm feeling for all of us collectively this week is the essence of possibility. The essence of possibility, the possibility of giving ourselves space, the possibility of creating time for ourselves, the possibility of changing our stories from that of lack to that of abundance and possibility. The energy is there. We can choose to play with it or not. Yeah, that feels true for me. Thank you so much for spending 9 minutes with me. I hope that these Moonday messages serve you. And if you have any interest in working with me or checking out what I offer, I invite you to visit my website, adrianleejoywork.com. And just to plant a seed, my yearly program, The Transformation Map, begins in 1 month. Starting full moon, March 9th, 2020. It's a program for 13 seekers to spend 13 moon cycles with me and with that closed container of a community inviting in transformation, inviting in change, really looking at our patterns, looking at the places where we're stuck, and making choices about how we want to live our lives moving forward. We really investigate this idea of structure and accountability and spaciousness. So if that calls to you in any way, please check it out and leave a comment below if you feel called. Have a beautiful week.